Hello everyone, my name is Wang Haiyang, and today I want to share a study about children's music education. We will take the Fantasia in Tom and Jerry as an example. This page is a table of contents of this speech. First, let's think about children's daily life. Cartoons are a big part of their free time. Tom and Jerry is one of the most popular cartoons around the world. It often uses classical music, like the Fantasia. Classic music can be hard for kids to get into sometimes, but when it's in cartoons, things change. That's why we choose this topic. We want to find out how this combination works for children's music enlightenment. The need for this study comes from three kids' real-world situation. Many young kids find classical music boring or too hard. This makes it hard for them to build a long-term interest in classical music. Classical music is losing touch with young audiences. Most kids today grow up with pop music or video game songs. Classical music, with its long history and formal style, feels far from their daily life. Cartoons like Tom and Jerry have already proven their power to reach kids. For decades, this cartoon has kept kids engaged with a funny story and no dialogue humor. This study mattered for three main groups and for the wider world of music and education. For parents and gatekeepers, it offers a simple, practical tool. This study can show them that watching Tom and Jerry can be a meaningful music lesson. For music educators, it opens a new way to teach. This study can prove that experiencing music through stories works better for young kids. For the protection of classic music culture, it finds a new path to keep that art alive. This study helped build a new generation for listeners. Finally, for future research, it can build more knowledge about how to make music enlightenment fun and effective for kids. To make this study clear, we see two main research questions. What does classical music in Tom and Jerry, especially the Fantasia, affect children's perception of classical music? What specific roles does the Fantasia in Tom and Jerry play in children's music enlightenment? For example, does it help kids learn about rhythm, melody, or just make them more interested in music overall? These two questions will guide our whole study. They help us focus on what really matters. Why is this research important? Let's talk about 3 points. Many kids find classical music boring or hard to understand. This study can show if cartoons are a good way to fix that. For the popularity of classical music has great value. If cartoons can make it more accessible, that's a way to pass on this important art form. This study can set an example for other studies about cartoons and music. For our research topic, the existing literature offers relevant foundation insights, but has obvious gaps that our study intends to address. Global and domestically, many studies have explored children's music enlightenment and the integration of multisensory elements in music learning. This study have laid a basic theatrical and practical groundwork for understanding of children engage with music. When reviewing literature related to our topic, we can start out several key arguments that provide support and direction for our research. Multisensory integration boosts children's music learning effect. Multiple studies point out that combining music with visual content, such as cartoons, helps children better remember and understanding music. The way of early music exposure impacts enlightenment outcomes. Relevant research on children's music enlightenment emphasize that early content with music is crucial for children's musical ability development and aesthetic cultivation. Classic music in cartoons has unique application value, but lack in-depth research. Some studies mention that classic cartoons, like Tom and Jerry, skillfully use classic music, such as the Fantasia, and align it with plot development to create vivid and appealing content. In the preliminary work of this study, qualitative analysis method and case analysis method were adopted. Among them, the qualitative analysis method includes literature reading method and the theoretical analysis method. Read and sort out these literatures, summarize summaries and key viewpoint and research result, and identified its research direction and faults of this study based on the existing research. Then select appropriate theories, such as children's psychology theory and the music education theory. Analyze the characteristics of children's music cognitive development and their role of classical music in line with these theories. Take the Fantasia segment in Tom and Jerry as the research case. Analyze the types of classical music used in the segment the way the music matches the plot and the characters. Collect qualitative data, such as children's comments on the classical music in the cartoon segment, their body language when watching the segment, and interview was parents about children's music-related behaviors after watching. Then organize, analyze, and interpret this information to find out the impact of the classical music on children's music enlightenment. Why do we choose certain methods for this study? Let's explain. Qualitative method is suitable for the topic because the study focuses on understanding children's feelings, perception, and reaction to classic music in Tom and Jerry's Fantasia. These aspects are not easy to measure with number. Qualitative analysis can dig deep into no numerical information, which helps to explore how classical music in cartoon influence children's music enlightenment. This method fits the topic well because there are many existing studies on classical music, children's music enlightenment, and the use of music in cartoons. By analyzing these literatures, we can understand the current research status, avoid repeating previous studies, and find the research gap of the topic. This method is applicable to the topic. as there are relevant theories to support the research on the role of classical music in children's music enlightenment. Using theoretical analysis can make the study more systematic and in-depth, and provide a theoretical basis for explaining the impact of classical music in the cartoon on children. This method is very suitable for the topic, since the study takes the fantasia in Tom and Jerry, a specific example. Case study can focus on this single case, conduct in-depth research, and clearly show the specific role of classical music in this cartoon segment in children's music enlightenment. From literature review, exciting studies confirm that multisensory integration, both children's music learning and early music exposure, aids their music ability and aesthetics. Yet, in-depth research on classical music in cartoons, such as Tom and Jerry, is lacking despite these cartoons' skill for music chord combination. Theoretical analysis find classical music matches kid music cognitive development trends, offering a cognitive level fit for music enlightenment. Case studies show the fantasia segment links classical music closely to point and characters, making it more an engine for kids to feel music via stories. Qualitative data reveal initial positive trends. Kids give positive comments, showed interested body language, and parents note increased music curiosity in kids, suggesting the cartoon's classical music may positively impact kids' classical music perception and music enlightenment. This preliminary work helped us test our method and get ready for the full study. The pilot study, contained with 20 children, focused on the Fantasia clip in Tom and Jerry. Yielded three count findings that confirm the potential of cartoons in children's classical music enlightenment. Cartoons lower children's psychological barrier to classical music. The combination of visual story and classical music enhance children's memory of the music. Children form emotion connections with classical music through cartoons. Overall, the preliminary results are highly positive. For the research topic, the method played distinct but complementary roles. Literature analysis. It lays the theoretical foundation and identified research gap by reviewing studies on multisensory music learning, children's music enlightenment, and cartoons music. Theory analysis is provide a framework to interpret result. Theories such as multisensory integration and children psychology help us make sense of the pilot study's findings. Case analysis. It focuses the study on a specific representative example, choosing the Fantasia in Tom and Jerry as the case, allow us to conduct in-depth, detailed research. From the preliminary work, we got some important insights. Cartoons are a good bridge between kids and classical music kids. Don't feel pressured when they hear music in cartoons. They learn without realizing it. That's the key to early music enlightenment. The fantasia in music and in Tom and Jerry works well because it's tied to the plot. When Tom chases Jerry, the music speeds up. When there's a quiet moment, the music slows down. Kids, kids experience their feelings about music naturally when watching cartoons. Their laughter, surprise, or folks all show how music affects them. To conduct a concisely full study, we will adopt three core research methods and a step-by-step complete process, as detailed below. Number one, teaching practice method. We will select and let students watch more Tom and Jerry clips that include the fantasia. During observation we will focus on recording children's immediate reaction to the classical music in these clips, such as their addition, duration, facial expressions, and any spontaneous response related to the music. Music intended grew up activity method. We will design and organize group activities of children. The key activities will include having kids act out the scenes from the observed Tom and Jerry clips while the fantasia music plays in the background. Through this activity, we can observe how children contact the music with the plot and the characters through their actions. We will note how actively they participate and whether they show an understanding of the music rhythm or mood during the performance. Interview method. We will conduct interviews with two key groups, partners and the teacher of the participating children. For parents, we will ask about change in their children's music-related behavior at home after watching the Tom and Jerry clips. For teacher, we will inquire about any differences in the children's interested in music during school music classes or related activities. All the research conducted in the study complies with the various norms of academic ethics. What will this research bring to different groups? Let's talk about the implications. For parents, it can tell them that watching good cartoons like Tom and Jerry can be a learning experience. For music teachers, they can use cartoons clips in class to make lessons more fun. For cartoon creators, it can show them the value of using classical music. They can keep making cartoons that mix fun story with good music. Beyond parents, teachers, and creators, this research can have a wide impact. First, it can promote the spread of classical music. Second, it can influence education policies. Third, it can encourage cross-cultural communication. The preliminary work makes classical music fun and memorable for kids. It helps them understand music elements and build an interest in music. The fourth study will dig deeper. We hope this study and inspire more research in this area. This is my references. Thank you for listening.